Welcome back to Ultimate Combat Radio. Mike Stidham, I'm your host. This evening we're talking some mixed martial arts. And Joe, this segment is brought to you by Antique Limo. What do you know about the Antique Limo?
It's the coolest limo in town. It's a 1936 Cadillac. Give them a call, 801-419-5702, and they'll take you anywhere you want to go.
Okay, now, did you talk to him about being on the parade with us?
I have not talked to him yet, but I'm sure he's going to be okay with it. But there's a stipulation. Robertina says she will not wave from the window unless her and Christina get a tiara.
She doesn't have her own tiara. She's a princess already.
Right? Joe.
I guarantee you she's got a tiara. All right, we did have some fights scheduled to go on this week. And, well, you know, over the past several years when we've had fights and sometimes you kind of get the sense that you're not going to have a banner evening. You know, Memorial Day weekend's tough. It's a tough sell. And in the past, we've gone ahead and put a show on. But, you know, in speaking with the promoter of the show this week, it's just the commission has gotten to the point where they're charging 500% of what they used to charge for event fees. So, and then now they've added other additional fees to total over $1,000 per event. And so now when you take it in the shorts on a show, you're really going to take it in the shorts on a show. And so, you know, it's just not worth it. So, you know, we probably could have done a show this weekend, but, you know, and then we had a fighter that at the last minute kind of realized, you know, that he was the main event and then wanted to demand 3 times what he was scheduled to get paid at the last minute. And we just said, you know, we're not going to take it.
Hey, Mike, I got a question. You know, you have really been the founder of MMA in Utah and have taken it from nothing to wherever it is now because you've continued to have that presence on TV, and that's how people even know about MMA in Utah is because of your show. And I'm curious because the commission has made so many changes. I mean, in your honest opinion, do you feel like it is anything personal, or do you feel like it's just...
They'll admit that it is.
Oh, really?
They'll tell you it is, that it's personal. And, you know, yeah, they want me out. They don't want me out.
Okay, well, see, if you're the only one doing or helping to produce a weekly show or a bi-weekly show, why, if they like the sport and they realize it is the combat sport of the future, why would they do something to hurt the regular ability for young fighters to get a chance to start?
I'm glad you asked that question because I don't think they like the sport, to be honest with you. I can tell you that at least
Isn't the commissioner's son a promoter?
Well, at least 3 of the commissioners couldn't care less about the sport. In fact, if you see them at an event, that in and of itself is newsworthy. And if you see them actually watching a fight, they don't care. They just don't care. And yes, there is one of the commissioners whose son is a promoter, and he's the one who's kind of made it personal because he sees me as competition for his son, and so, you know, pushing me out of the way, he thinks is going to help elevate.
How many
his
shows
son.
does his son do?
I don't know. You know, I really don't know a lot about it because I don't really spend a lot of my time concerned about what they do. But when I see a rule that comes out that's specifically targeted at me that doesn't affect his son, and when I'm talking about the event fees going up 500%, that only affected me. They only made that for shows in clubs. Who does shows in clubs? I do, you know. But
well, you did. Remember, you don't do them now.
I don't do them anymore. So, which is, you know, it's gotten really silly. And you know, the question that you ask is a valid question, but the answer is clearly they don't care about the sport. They really don't.
What do they care about? What sport
it's
do
ego.
they care about?
It's
no,
ego.
I'm saying, if they don't care about MMA, what do they care about?
They don't care. I'll be honest with you. The people on the commission don't care about boxing either. They really don't.
It's about revenue.
No, it's not even that. I think, you know what it is.
They get paid the same no matter what the revenue is, right? I mean, aren't they government employees?
I'll tell you what happened. The commissioners don't get paid.
Oh, they don't get paid?
It's all volunteer. Bill Colbert gets paid. He's a salaried employee, and he makes a very handsome salary for what he does. But he has no connection to fighting whatsoever. He's never done anything involved in fighting. And really, once again, I don't think he cares about the sport. What he cares about is numbers. He's literally a rocket scientist.
He's a rocket
scientist, and all he tries to do is balanced budget. And even when confronted with the fact that last year he came in $30,000 under budget, he said, that's because I was so good at being a budget guy. And so, you know, but now it's gotten to the point where, because I'm a very outspoken person, and because
really?
because I have become outspoken in opposition to what they're doing, now it has become personal, you know. And so no longer are we trying to you know, make this sport or do anything that's going to feed our ego. They just don't like me anymore. They don't want me around. Yeah, and it's that simple.
Well, you know, I think it's too bad because you know, I don't go out of my way to kiss people's butt, but I think that it's too bad that they don't understand how important it is to help these young sports grow and to help these young athletes who don't really have. I mean, like, for example, Ramsey, he might have an awesome professional sports career that if it wasn't for MMA,
right,
and if it wasn't for shows like yours, he would have never been exposed to it.
You know, and I can tell you, I can list off hundreds of guys that literally would have taken a different path in life had they not had opportunities because of this sport, you know. And so, you know, you're right, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but what I am saying is it's sad to see that some people's egos and some people's ulterior motives will get in the way of something really, really good.
Yeah.
And you know, and again, it's not me personally, it's something that was really, really good. We had a really good thing. And to try to get rid of it, again, just because you can, and, you know, to feel like you have to show that you can, it's sad. It's a sad thing.
One of my greatest family moments was Tad beating up that kid that you brought in to beat him up from Vegas.
That was.
I know you brought that kid to beat him up.
I didn't know the guy, man.
No way. He looked like Drago, and Tad's like, oh, crap. I just wanted to beat up some dude in a bar, and now I got this monster.
All right, we're running out of time. That was a great conversation. Right. I appreciate you jumping in there, Adam Legas. All right, well, we got more Ultimate Combat Radio next week. Tune in. We'll see you next week.